On days like this, life can feel like a walk in the park. For Peter Blicharz and his wife, it's been quite a journey. There was a point when they thought the good times would never end. Just a few short years ago, Peter was a massive success at Ernst & Young, among the top 1% of their workforce. He then parlayed that track record into a successful launch of a lead generation company. That success had him on top of the world.
So I had a little bit of a technology background when I went into marketing. And then in a matter of about 3 to 6 months, through a bunch of programs, mentorships, and things I spent the money I didn't even have in order to learn this, it started paying back rather quickly.
The business had taken off, but then it took a turn in the wrong direction. Peter wound up in debt, not the kind of debt you work weeks to pay back or even months. Peter's business was more than $500,000 in debt, and his partners, he says, left him holding the bag. It was enough to take Peter down a very deep hole.
I didn't know how I was going to pay for rent. I didn't know how I was going to pay for the car, put food on the table. I had a good life insurance policy at the time. And I knew that if I were to take my life, my family would be taken care of, and none of the issues we're dealing with would be the issues they're dealing with.
Peter finally gained the courage to tell his wife how he felt, and her support helped him to pull himself out of the darkness.
The only person that's coming to my rescue is me, myself, and I. And when I told my wife a portion of what was going on, she was in for a ride with me. So then I knew I wasn't alone. And I remember sitting in my office, knowing that I have to rebuild once again. And how the heck am I going to do that this time? You're not doing this to me. You're doing this for me. What am I supposed to learn here? What am I supposed to walk away from this?
Know when you're about to meet someone who's about to make big moves, but with Peter, kind of knew right away. And his ambition and his energy were just off the charts. I knew he was going to do well.
Peter did know lead generation, of course, and one day he walked into KW Innovations in Boca to find a new passion.
It was a very lonely time period until I decided that I wasn't going to give up and start moving forward somehow, some way.
He had shared with me he really needed to earn income fast. And I said, well, why don't we just do your one thing? We can add something later, but let's build your business.
Most agents stop doing what got them the business when they get the business. If they keep going, it will compound. The 5 deals turn into 10, 10 turn into 20, 20 turns into 40, 40 turns into 80. The lead generation business was like a popcorn bag. I called it the popcorn effect. When you put the bag of popcorn in the microwave, nothing happens for the first few minutes. That's like your first month or 2 months when you're generating leads, nothing happens. You get lucky here and there where a deal comes in, pops in, and somebody's eager, they hate their agent or whatever reason it is, right? But then I noticed that when I stayed on it, a few more deals popped, a few more things in the bag popped. And then all of a sudden, it started popping all the time.
Peter dove in head first. He did 10 million in sales his first year, then 26 million, and last year he hit 40 million in sales.
I created and generated 100,000 in GCI in 100 days.
We changed a family and we changed a life, and Peter gives back to everyone. He shared his story at a team meeting and really encouraged other agents not to give up.
Peter continues to learn, plugging into KW training and consulting. His plans are really just beginning.
42 million is only 42 million. The goal when I started this was not 42 million, it was 100 million a year.
And with that, Peter's future is on the rise again, and the sky is the limit.
And I'm super proud to call you a friend and a colleague, and even more excited that you're in my downline.